Evet, şu anda Karnak Tapınakları'na gezmeye geldik.
I'm going to lead you to take pictures. This is a replica of the complex of Karnak. It has 18 temples inside, cover nearly 60 acres. 60 acres, this is around 250,000 square meters. Today we're going to visit the major temple of them, the temple of Amun Ra, the biggest and the best preserved. The others are very much broken. It has hundreds of columns. It had many obelisks. 3 of them are outside of Egypt. 3 of them still here, and the rest is outside. It has one is no, the one of France was taken from the other temple. One in America, one in Istanbul, near the Blue Mosque. It was taken from here. Welcome. And one is in Italy. Yani, thank God we still have like the rest here. Yani, they were given.
Şimdi orijinalde bakın dikili taş. Bu temple'daki 3 tane dikili taş. Bir tanesi İstanbul'daki dikili taş. Buradan oraya gitmiş. Temple'dan alınmış. Evet, bu orijinal hali. Normalde buradaki tapınağın orijinal hali.
So my friends, we are in front of Karnak Temple, the biggest, the greatest ever built in ancient Egypt. Covers 60 acres, built between 1600 and 1000 BC. Egyptians took nearly 600 years to build it. And the main entrance of the temple is the big wall, we see it there. We call it now pylon. Pylon in French is what carries electricity, like in English.
Pylon.
Yeah, la pylon. Here pylon is the facade of the temple. This is the biggest, but not the nicest. The nicest, if you remember, we have seen it at Habu Temple. It's in better condition and it's finished. While this is not broken, it's unfinished. Okay. So we see no carvings, we see no pictures. We're supposed to see pictures of the pharaoh fighting, but it's unfinished. It's unfinished for time-wise, meaning that was built 350 BC. 18 years later, Alexander the Great colonized Egypt, and Egyptians stopped. In front of the first pylon, we see Ram Avenue. It's not a Sphinx Avenue. You know the Sphinx?
Yes.
It's the head of the pharaoh, the body of the lion. But what we're going to see later is the head of the ram. And ram, you know the ram?
Belly.
Like goat.
Belly.
Yeah. Head of a ram, body of the lion. Sphinx represents the powerful pharaoh. Ram Avenue represented the powerful god. So this is the powerful god Amun Ra. The avenue was built by Ramesses II, and Ramesses II later put little figures under the head of the ram, which means the pharaoh under the protection of the god. Many of those rams are broken, as you see, because of the age and the people again. I mean, people recycle it.
Karnak Tapınağı'na gidiyoruz. Bakın. İkisinin de şeyi farklı. Bakın bu koç. Tapınağın girişi burası. Evet.
So my friends, behind the first pylon, which is unfinished, we see remains of the ancient mud ram. It was used by Egyptians to build great walls, something like what we call in English scaffolding. So they made ramps, they put the stones on it, and they pushed the stones up, and later they engraved from the top to the bottom. Originally there were 4 mud ramps around 4 sides, 3 of them knocked down, and 1 left to tell how Egyptians made great walls and columns.
So they put first and then they cut it a little
and
bit.
then engrave them from the top to the bottom.
Okay, from the top.
Yeah. Behind the first pylon, as usual, we see an open court. Open, it means no roof. So it had no roof. And there were 10 columns in the middle, 5 each side. The ruins of them is still there. One is intact, well, it's not really intact. It was reconstructed, rebuilt by the famous French archaeologist Auguste Mariette. Auguste Mariette, early 20th century, he rebuilt it to tell how the others would have looked like at the time. But Mariette just collected the fallen pieces, and he did not add like carvings.
Yes.
He just collected them. By the way, Auguste Mariette was a wonderful French archaeologist. I mean, do you know he was once the head of the Egyptian antiquity? Looking after the Egyptian ones. I know they took some of the treasures back to France, but yani, they deserve it. That's Sphinx, Notre Dame. Head of the pharaoh, body of the lion. This is Tutankhamun, the boy king, the youngest pharaoh in our history. This side you see ruins of a minor temple, small temple, belongs to Ramesses III, and on its pylon we see the pharaoh fighting as usual. Ramesses III grabbing the enemies by hair and smiting them in front of the god Amun. Two figures of Ramesses III standing and his left foot forward. Left foot forward meant alive, meant warrior. You know, soldiers all over the world, they start marching left, right, left, right. So making the left foot forward, it gives more power to the right hand, and most of the people are right-handed. Unfortunately broken because the stone is sandstone, soft and fragile, but the best preserved is over there, which belongs to the greatest pharaoh in our history, Ramesses II. Ramesses II ruled the longest, 67 years, lived the longest, 92, 93 years old when he died. Built too many temples from Abu Simbel all the way down to Cairo. Had 34 wives, 200 children.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was a busy man.
Which Ramesses?
Ramesses II. He was a busy man. But he had a favorite queen. Queen Nefer. Tari. We had Nefertiti and Nefertari.
Okay.
Nefertari was the favorite wife of Ramesses II. That's why he made a temple for her at Abu Simbel. You do Abu Simbel? You saw the small one to the right side? That's all. Yeah, that's his wife. And luckily the stone there is granite. And granite is a very hard and strong stone. That's why it looks in a good condition. But the quarries are not around here. They're in Aswan. So they had to bring it from Aswan. That's why 10% out of granite, the majority sandstone. It's a local stone from those mountains. Yeah.
It's like pyramids.
Pyramids limestone. Pyramids limestone. Not granite.
Okay, no, because when we did the tour in pyramids, they said that each one is made by different stone. And one of them is granite stone.
The inside.
Ah, the inside.
The inside, the burial chamber.
No.
But the whole pyramid is limestone. So there is a black mark here, and there is an Arabic word above, which is fayadan. Fayadan means flood, and there is a date, 1887. So the river of the Nile flooded 1887 and reached that
T'as compris?
mark.
Il y a eu un raz-de-marée, ouais, des inondations, puis c'est arrivé à ce niveau-là.
You got it?
So,
That was the
behind
level
that,
of
it
the
was full of
flood.
water.
1887.
So you have a lot of stone.
Oh yeah. Because during the time of the ancient Egyptians, people protected it. But when they stopped believing in those things, they did not care. They were even
Muhteşem ya. Şu kayalara bakın.
the tops. This is the highlight, the great pillared hall of Karnak Temple. It has 134 columns. 134, they're not identical. In the middle, there are 12. 12 columns in the middle, bigger than the others on the sides. And it had a roof. But the roof was not even. The roof had two levels. A level for the low columns and a higher one for the big columns. And it was dark. So light was only through the windows up there. That was covered, colored and painted. So we still see remains of colors, particularly near the top. Here we see prayers, the pharaoh in front of different gods. But so far, but Karnak, my friends, is
The best one.
Yes.
yes.
Wonderful.
It's
Amazing. Yes.
impressive to show the power that they had before.
Yes.
To
No
move that,
technology,
to put it
no.
here, to build on it, to wow.
Look at the colors on the ceiling. Can you see it? The colors,
Yes.
original colors. My friends, we repaint our houses each 5 to 10 years, and those colors are thousands of years old.
Bir
And still
düşünün.
there.
Tapınağın tepesindeki figürleri görüyor musunuz? Renkli. Kaç yüzyıl önce, kaç bin yıl önce hatta yapılmış ve renklendirilmiş ve hala renkli olarak duruyor orijinal rengiyle. Nasıl bir boyayla boyadı? Nasıl bir alışım yaptın? Onları öyle renkli yapabildin ve eski yani eskimesine rağmen yok olmamış. Şapka çıkarmak gerekiyor. Evet.
The mummies. Go see the mummies. They were not doing it. So my friend's Karnak temple was built on two directions, west-east direction and north-south. North-south has 4 walls, and in front of the last one, the Sphinx array. 2 miles of sphinxes. Now, few of them were going to see. This area had 4 obelisks. 3 of them are outside of Egypt. One is in America, Washington, D.C. Second is Rome, Italy. Third is in Turkey, Istanbul. Thank God we still have the 4th one here. 21 meters height, 140 tons, one piece of stone made by Thutmose I, 1600 BC. One piece of stone.
Cappuccino.